Hello everybody! So today I wanted to do a brief, unscripted review of an anime film that I recently watched called Cowboy Bebop the movie. I watched this film at a watch party and I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good, I thought it was pretty decent, and I feel like I wanted to do a unscripted review of this film. So because it's unscripted, hopefully the review will come out pretty well, and hopefully I don't make that many mistakes. Of course I will make mistakes. Won't pronounce names correctly, or I'll repeat things and other sort of flubs, I guess, but hopefully you guys enjoy this review nonetheless. So the film was directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, and he is not only the director of this movie but also director of the series, which is the movie which is an addition or a sort of extension to. He also directed a series that I actually quite liked and I would love to revisit. It is called Samurai Champloo. From what I remember of Samurai Champloo, it was just such a fantastic animated show set in ancient Japan, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Cowboy Bebop, the show, on the other hand, I watched two maybe episodes back in like 2007 when it was on Toonami, and from what I remember, it was really good, and I got interested in the characters and I got interested in the series. And so watching this movie, I feel like it is a really good introduction for me, and it kind of motivates me more to actually watch the series. So with this film, of course, being based off the show, there are advantages and disadvantages to that. The advantages is that if you watch the show or have an interest and know about the characters, the world, and the plots of the stories, this movie will help you really sort of motivate you, or really get you interested in actually watching the series. Like in my case, I do now really want to watch the series because I know a little bit about the characters, I know a little bit about the world, but this movie really just kind of adds to it and just shows how great the show can be, and with its characters. The disadvantage of this movie though is that because the connection to the show is somewhat necessary, if you watch this movie as a standalone movie, you might see it as mediocre or subpar, because the plot of the movie is very basic. It's very simple. It's the bounty hunters have to go and catch a terrorist, and also there's not that much character development. Now with me, that's understandable. I see it as a very long episode, whereas someone else who just wants to watch it without reference to the show might see it as a mediocre flick with pretty great animation, but mediocre nonetheless because of the story, the plot, and some of the characters. So, who are the characters and what is the plot of the movie? Well, like I said, it's very simple. The plot is these characters, who are made up of Spike Spiegel, Jet Black, Faye Valentine, Ed, and of course the adorable little corgi, all have to sort of figure out of this terrorist who's attacking their city, and they have to find him out before he commits another terrorist act. Very basic, very simple plot. I liked the two main characters of Spike Spiegel and Jet Black a lot. Boy, I really do think the guy who does the voice work for Spike Spiegel is really a great voice actor. I really liked him, and I believe he was in Samurai Champloo. I'm not sure, I gotta be corrected on this, but boy, I really thought his performance was great in this movie. I wish there was more character development, but again, it's basically a long episode, and that's what it is. I'm not probably going to get that much character development in this movie. I would have to watch this series, which I'm most likely going to do, and do a follow-up review. Faye Valentine, she's the typical attractive, hot, strong-willed female character, and I didn't really see her that much as a in-depth or interesting character. She had I don't know, she had an interesting arc in the story with the villain and everything, but other than that, there's nothing much to say. Ed, on the other hand, who's supposed to be the hacker, the IT person in this group, at first I thought it was going to be incredibly annoying. I do know from the show a little bit from the two episodes that I watched. I know that she's useful, but she can be incredibly annoying, and that's how she was in this movie. She's useful but very annoying at times, but not too annoying, not too grating over time. And I thought the character was fine. I didn't not much there, just, oh, here's this wacky, goofy, quirky character, and nothing much else other than that. I like the corgi, I believe. The corgi, which is supposedly a very smart, highly intelligent dog. I really like the design of the dog. I love Pembroke Welsh corgis. They're fantastic dogs, and I like that little addition of a character. The antagonist, who is the terrorist Vincent, I didn't think much of. I thought he was just a typical cliched anime villain. He's sort of wearing a black trench coat, and he's got black long hair, and his eyes, you can't see him. Typical cliche kind of anime character, you know. Not that interesting of a villain. I don't know. I guess in comparison to other villains in the shows, I was told that he was kind of a standout villain, but I didn't really see that much about him being interesting. There was also another character who was called Elektra, and again, she was sort of I thought was going to be the female love interest for Spike Spiegel, but that didn't go anywhere. But her character, again, there was nothing to her. She was just another, like Faye Valentine, another strong-willed female character with little character development. Nothing much there. Now, going on to the world and the animation, I thought the world of Cowboy Bebop, as presented in this movie, is awesome. I really loved the animation in this movie, and I really loved how in the future it's not like this sort of typical cyberpunk world that you see usually nowadays in modern media. It is a unique world where it looks like it's a city on Mars, something that you would see in the late 90s, early 2000s, but with the technology, this far advanced technology of like rocket ships and, you know, lasers and all that kind of cool jazz stuff, you know. It's a very unique world, and every time I was like watching a scene where the characters were not talking, but sort of just walking in their environment, those were some of the best parts for me, because you get to see this world and you get to see the beautiful animation. I thought it was incredible. One of the other issues, other than like the character development and the simple plot of the story, is the music in this movie. So in the beginning of this film, there's an intro where you see New York and you see an amazing scene of beautiful animation, but there's this sort of annoying late 90s, early 2000s pop music playing in the background. And I thought, okay, maybe they're going to improve, maybe they're going to choose better, I guess, songs in the movie, but there's so many moments in this movie where they force in really goofy, really cheesy, late 90s, early 2000s pop music, and I was just, being that it's from 2001, you're getting that sort of corny, really corny ass music from that time, and I thought that was one of the downsides of this film, was using that type of music. I feel like in movies, it's very important to utilize the right music and when to use it appropriately. Most experienced directors should know that, hey, you shouldn't just force in whatever music that you need. You need to use it very well to carry the story, to carry the characters. It's an important aspect of a film. And in this movie, they didn't really take it that seriously. They just used this corny selection of pop music. So in conclusion, I would say yes, the movie is very good, very impressive, but I see the score given by Metacritic and I see the score given on Rotten Tomatoes, and I see that people see it as a mediocre film. And I understand that. Again, if you watch it standalone without any reference to the show, it has characters that are underdeveloped. It has a very basic plot. The music is very corny in the movie. You know, it's of its time. But if you do watch it and you're sort of interested in the show, and you have seen the series and you know a lot about the characters, it's a wonderful addition. It's a wonderful sort of an extension of the show. This movie has now given me the chance to want to be like, oh, actually, I want to check out this show. I want to go watch it on Hulu. So that's my review. I thought it was pretty good. Other people might see it as mediocre if you watch it as standalone. But great animation. I really liked it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. I hope you guys get to watch my other videos on my YouTube channel, and I hope you were able to deal with me making a lot of mistakes in this video, as it's unscripted and I'm just talking off my head and I repeat myself a lot. So thank you for watching, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day.